Alright, good day everyone. My name is Ojo Olajide. I'm live from IDC Learning Center YouTube channel. So we'll be taking through and we'll be looking through some English past questions, and I will help you in your English exam, Jamb English exams. So join me. Alright, so let's get started by reading through the comprehension passage that we have here. The instruction says, read this passage carefully and answer the questions that follows. So in Jamb, you'll be expecting some comprehension passages that will come through. So you have to read through the comprehension passage twice for you to have a vivid knowledge of what the passage entails. So let's read through this and let's answer the questions that follow. Passage 1. The obvious function of a daily paper is to give news to the people, but this, at the moment, may be done in 3 ways, which are not all equally laudable. First, there is the paper which sets out to give a brief resume of the news, and back this up by well-written articles on current affairs by leading writers and experts. Secondly, there is the daily which caters for popular taste and contains only the most sensational and exciting bits of news, supporting them with cosmic stripes, pictures, children's views, children's corners, women's sections, and readers' letters on anything but weighty topics. Thirdly, there is the propaganda type of paper, which presents only those versions of the news which agree with its own popular political outlook. All these give news in different ways, but what deeper function can the ideal daily paper have? In the case of the Nigerian daily newspapers, the first type gives the thinking reader an unbiased view of the world's situation, so that he can judge the importance of recent events for himself, but it does not indicate to him what he ought to think. The drawback to this is that the semi-literate or uneducated find it dull or difficult, and so are discouraged from reading such a paper regularly, because it demands too much thought and effort from them. The main advantage of this type of paper, however, is its soundness, excellent English expression, and general effect of widening the reader's knowledge on a variety of subjects. The second type interests the majority and gives them the most striking items of news in an easily comprehensible way, accompanied by lavish photographs and usually with some slight political bias towards the left and the interest of the working class, from which most of its readers come. The drawback of this type is that there is not enough solid thinking matter, and the English is often faulty in style tending towards journalists. The advantage is that it is quickly and easily read on the bus or train or over the breakfast table, and gives a superficial knowledge of current affairs to people who do not have the time or inclination to read heavier literature. Also, it is a family paper which every member of the household can enjoy, since there is something to please all their tastes. The third type, of some extent, appeals to emotion, not reason. It instructs the reader in exactly what that particular editor believes he ought to think, and does not give him a chance to have a mind of his own by letting him hear the other person's point of view. The drawback is that it prevents people from thinking for themselves and causes political hysteria rather than logical thinking. The only advantage is that it does not represent the freedom of the press to publish whatever it likes, and allows discontented people to air their grievances instead of letting them smolder underground. From these examples, it should be clear that the ideal function of a daily paper would be to present the news clearly and simply, and to support it with articles in English, in good English, which shows the point of view of various competent people of different outlooks on current problems. The reader could then choose which line of thought appealed to him most. Women's and children's sections would be good as long as they did not grow so out of proportion that the paper depended solely upon them for its popularity. Good pictures would add to the paper's instructive value as well as to its interest and advertisement. Kept in bounds might be helpful both as shopping guides and as financial help to the paper itself. All these points seem to be desirable in a daily paper. Note that the radio helps in giving news headlines. Having read the passage we have there, let's go through the questions that we'll be having. The first one says, the writer seems to suggest that option A, the important function of a daily is to further develop the news headlines which the ratio usually produces. B, sensational reporting is a feature of press freedom. C, there can be no unbiased newspaper presentation. And D, objectivity, simplicity, and clarity are the hallmarks of good journalism. If you follow through with the passage we just read, option D is the right answer. The writer seems to suggest that objectivity, simplicity, and clarity are the hallmarks of good journalism. Question 2. An appropriate title for this passage is A, the political hysteria of a daily newspaper, B, 3 ideal functions of a daily newspaper, C, the ideal daily newspaper, and D, the logic of press freedom. The right option there is the ideal daily newspaper, because all what the passage is talking about is how to produce an ideal daily newspaper. The next question we have there, the phrase political hysteria as used in the passage means political hysteria as used in the passage. Now for you to answer this, you need to go back to your passage where you can find political hysteria and look at the word that is being used in that context. Now the right answer to that is A, anxiety and misunderstanding. That is where we have both political anxiety and misunderstanding. That is option A. Correct. Question 4. According to the passage, the desirable newspaper is that which A, is intellectual and unbiased, C, B, is popular and sensational and has a slight political flavor, C, does not create political hysteria, and D, is eclectic and modest. The right answer there is that it is what? Intellectual and unbiased. For you to have a desirable newspaper, it is that which is what? Intellectual and unbiased. Correct. Question 5. Which of the following best summarizes the argument in the passage? Which of the following best summarizes the argument in the passage? A good newspaper is that which is simple, logical, and balanced in its news coverage. B, press freedom is an important feature of a daily newspaper. Option C, there are 3 obvious functions of a daily newspaper. And option D, there are 3 laudable, though unequal ways of news presentation by a daily paper. The right option there is option A. A good newspaper is that which is simple, logical, and balanced in its news coverage. That is, an ideal newspaper must be simple, must be logical, and must be balanced in its news coverage. Option A is the correct option. Next question, number 6.
By comparing the country's judicial system of eternity, the writer means that the system is A. Okay, we are done with the first passage. Alright, this is another passage, which is the second passage, passage 2. Alright, let's read through this and let's see what we have there before we can answer the question. Don't forget that Jamb will be giving 5 questions for each passage. So we are done with passage 1, which we've answered the question 1 to 5. So let's go through passage 2. Follow with me. There's a joke in a country that the closest anyone will come to experiencing eternity is the country's court system. The problem is a strange aversion to settling cases. Judges pass them along to somebody else and rarely dismiss lawsuits. No matter how frivolous, the country's lower courts have a backlog of about 20 million civil and criminal cases. An additional 3.2 million cases are pending before the High Court, while the Supreme Court has about 20,000 old cases on the docket. Many of those cases will take far longer than 16 years to resolve. But now, experts say the country's new Prime Minister is committed to fixing the problem, and the judiciary itself, long criticized as insular and resistant to change, seems finally to have concluded that changes are needed. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court has declared that soon the country will reduce its massive case backlog. After that, there will be no place for any corruption or indolence in the system. His choice of voice was telling: whatever moral imperative exists. The chief reason that the country is getting serious about streamlining the legal system is economic. Dysfunctional courts increase the risk of foreign investors. Tortuous rules slow the rise of new enterprises, and murky laws regarding land ownership and other issues strip the growth of industries like construction and retail. The country's business is lobbying for change. Its Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, for instance, recently published a report that bemoaned the regulatory maze that confronts every commercial project, contributing to delays and cost overruns, and providing one explanation why it receives only a tiny fraction of the foreign direct investment deposited in a neighboring country. Speedy judicial resolution will be one of the keys to make the country a competitive economy, conducive to growth and foreign investment, says an observer. The reasons for the country's judicial debacle are legion. For one thing, it has fewer judges per capita than almost any other country in the world. In 2007, it had fewer than 3 judges per 100,000 people, and the state itself, which accounts for 60% of court cases, is overly litigious. Alright, so having read that, let's go through the questions and let's answer the questions together. Question 6. By comparing the country's judicial system to eternity, the writer means that the system is A. Eternal, B. Continuous, C. Slow, and D. Strange. So the answer there is slow. By comparing the country's judicial system to eternity, the writer means that the system is slow. Alright, next question there. Question 7. Judicial reforms need to be effected because the country is A. Has a new prime minister, B. Wants foreign investors, C. Has a new chief justice, and D. Has become a democracy. The right answer there is B. Wants foreign investors. The judicial reforms need to be effected because the country definitely wants foreign investors from the passage we've read. So B is the correct answer. The next question, which is question 8. One effect of complicated laws is that they delay the dash A. Growth of the construction industry, B. Execution of contracts, C. Payments of contractors, and D. Construction of roads. The right answer there is A. Growth of the construction industry. So one effect of complicated laws is that they delay the growth of the construction industry. Correct. The next question, which is question 9. One major reason for the delays in the country's legal system is that A. The country does not have a competitive economy. B. There are not enough judges. C. Foreigners are unwilling to invest. And D. Judges continue to resist change. So one major reason for the delays in the country's legal system is that there are not enough judges. Option B is the right option for this question. One of the major reasons the writer there identified the delay in the country's legal system is that there are not enough judges. Correct. Let's go to the next question, which is question 10. We can infer that the neighboring country has more foreign investment because its dash A. Has a better balance of payment, B. Has a more efficient judiciary, C. Is a bigger country, and D. Is more conveniently located. We can infer that the neighboring country has more foreign investment because it has a more efficient judiciary. B is the right option there. Question B. Correct. So let's go to the next passage, which is passage 3. Alright, let's read through for passage 3. You can go along with me. Millions of people today are in serious debt. This debt can be a major factor in wrecking their cars, damaging their careers, and even ruining their marriages. It can adversely affect their health and lifespan. It is a deficit that contributes to immune suppression, creating susceptibility to various infections. Conditions as different as diabetes, heart disease, and extreme obesity, as well as other problems, have been linked to it. Yet, most victims are oblivious of this debt. The debtor is the one who does not have enough sleep needed for well-being. This can be caused by voluntary sleep deprivation resulting from a person's lifestyle, or by involuntary sleep deprivation because of illness and other causes. Medical researchers estimate that the Earth's population is now getting, on the average, an hour less sleep per night than what is needed. While this may seem slight, a nightly 6 billion hour debt has become the focus of research into both the vanity of sleep-related illness and their impact on the quality of life. The medical world once viewed the chronic inabilities to sleep as just one disorder, commonly called insomnia. However, a commission created by the US Congress recognized 17 distinct sleep disorders. At any rate, insomnia has so many causes that it is often considered to be a symptom of other problems, much as fever suggests some sort of infection. Even occasional deprivation of sleep can be disastrous. Consider the case of Tom. Although an experienced truck driver, he plugged his 18-wheel vehicle over an embankment, spilling 400 liters of sulfuric acid onto a major eye, Tom admits. I fell asleep. Studies of two US highways estimated that drowsy drivers caused some 50% of the fatal crashes, with hundreds of thousands of sleep-related auto and other accidents happening annually. The worldwide cost to productivity and family is enormous. What factors may contribute to lack of sleep? One is the social phenomenon often called 24/7 operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The newspaper USA Today describes this as a cultural earthquake that is changing the way we live, noting that a new wave of round-the-clock retailers and services is profiting by mocking the clock. In many lands, people watch all-night television programs and access the internet when they should be sleeping. Then there is the toll taken by emotional disorders, often involving anxieties heightened by stress occasioned by the pace of life. Also, there are a variety of physical disease that can contribute to lack of sleep. Many doctors note how difficult it is to get their patients to take sleep seriously. One doctor complained that chronic fatigue is even considered a status symbol by some, and because the condition often worsens very gradually. Victims of sleep deprivation may not recognize that they suffer from a serious sleep disorder. Many of them reason, "I'm just getting old," or "I can't cope with life, so I tend to shut down," or "I'm tired all the time because I can never get the long sleep or the long rest I need." Preserving this sleep debt is a complex challenge, but understanding how the healthful sleep cycle works and learning to identify the signs of sleep debt can provide the motivation to change. Recognizing the symptoms of a serious sleep disorder can save lives, and this should be a warning to many Nigerians, particularly those who engage in long night journeys. Having read that passage 3, you can vividly see that sleep disorder is being noted there. So let's go through the questions we have there and let's answer together. Question 11 says, in the first sentence of the passage, the word debt, which is pronounced debt, is quoted because A. It has been used for a special effect. B. It is capable of destroying people. C. Of the serious mess of the matter it addresses. And D. It has been used in the first passage. Correct answer for this question is option A. It has been used for a special effect. The word debt is quoted because it has been used for a special effect. Correct. The next question, which is question number 12. The expression "mocking the clock" used in the passage captures the dash. A. Phenomenon of retailers making a lot of profit because they operate at night. B. Fact that retail business is a waste of time. C. Total disregard of time by retailers and services. And D. Fact that the time available to retailers and services is not enough to do good business. The correct answer to that question is the total disregard of time by retailers and services, mocking the clock. Have it with a total disregard of time by retailers and services. Correct. The next question, question number 13. Which of the following is true according to the passage? Which of the following is true according to the passage? A. Some illness cause sleep disorders, which can be both voluntary and involuntary. B. Healthful sleep is needed only for one's well-being. C. Lack of sleep is caused by either a person's lifestyle or involuntary sleep and not by both. Alright, voluntary sleep deprivation can be attributed to the way which an individual lives. The correct answer to that is healthful sleep is needed for one's well-being. Option B, healthful sleep is needed for one's well-being. That is very true, according to the writer of this passage. The next question, question number 14. From the passage, doctors find it hard to convince their parents of the gravity of lack of sleep because A. People believe that it enhances one's personality. B. Its impact on the patient is slow. C. It is caused by a variety of reasons. And D. The patients are often tired and cannot get enough sleep. The correct answer here is that its impact on the patient is slow. The doctors find it hard to convince their parents of the gravity of lack of sleep because its impact on the patient is very slow. Correct. Next question. Question 15. The passage suggests that A. Inability to sleep was once considered to be chronic. B. Insomnia and fever are medical conditions that are indicative of other problems. The US Congress has recognized the insomnia is a symptom of other problems. Medical doctors have found 17 distinct sleep disorders. The correct answer to this is that insomnia and fever are medical conditions that are indicative of other problems. But the passage suggests that. Correct. Next question, which we have a register. And the instruction says this passage has gaps numbered 16 to 25. 4 options are provided for each gap number. Choose the appropriate option for each gap. So let's zoom through and fill up the gap. The superiority of democracy over other forms of government has long been established. From its Greek origins, the term democracy has been defined as a political as a political notion. Yes, correct. As a political notion based on fair representation and liberty for the individual. The dash of liberty, that should be the simplified of liberty and equitable. Are you correct? Let's check. Okay, correct. Of liberty and equitable representation are rooted in the definition given by Aristotle of grace about 2,500 years ago. In the words of Aristotle, the bias of a democratic dash is liberty. The bias of a democratic undertaking should be the right answer. Oh yeah, correct. Is liberty. Aristotle also emphasized the democratic dash of freedom, the democratic autocratic of freedom. Correct. Alright, based on equality. More than 2,000 years after Aristotle, the tenets of liberty, justice, and equitable representation continue to practices. Okay, our subjects, election, values, practices. Yes, correct. To practices. Alright, let's continue. From the time of the Greek city-states to the emergence of the modern nation-states, the fundamentals of democratic rule have remained universal. Jaw up, move on, swing up, old sway, yes, old sway. Okay, in the Western Hemisphere, revolutionary struggles were waged to enthrone democracy over law. Yes, correct. Over law rule. Okay. Among these were the American Revolution of 1776, the French Revolution of 1789, and the Haitian Revolution of 1804. The first of such projects to be dashed by a black nation. The first of such projects to be what? To be states, yes, to be states by a black nation. You are correct. Okay, let's go on. The American president Abraham Lincoln, in the famous Gettysburg Address, dashed the essential features of democratic. What should that be? Principles. Okay, we have examples: principle, purposes, statement. Principles. Principles is correct. The essential features of democratic dash when it defined democracy as a government of the people, by the people, for the people. So democratic system can be pattern, it can be influence, it can be hegemony, but what? System. Democratic system. Let's check, are we correct? Okay, fine, yes. So we are done with that. So let's continue now. This question is based on Sarah Ladipo Mayika's Independence. Yes, this is a novel that is being used over years in Jamb. So let's go through some questions over there and let's check for them. According to the novel, the little girl who waved to Tayo on the railroad turns out to be who? Vanessa, not Jade, not Christine, not Nina, but what? Vanessa. Alright. From the novel, the appointment of Mr. Innocent to teach at the university results from visionary leadership, antagonistic leadership, sound judgment, corrupt tendency. Corrupt tendency is the right answer. Yeah, correct. Okay, next question, question number 28. In the novel, Tayo's friendship with Christine makes him to A. regret leaving Nigeria, crave more female companionship, get good grades in his academics, D. abandon his studies, crave more female companionship, option B. Correct. Next question. According to the novel, Ike perceives the negritude movement as dash A. only fit for the elite, B. a worthy cause, C. a British invention, and D. good for the masses. The correct option there is A. only fit for the elite. According to novel, Ike perceives the negritude movement as only fit for the what? Elite. The next option, next question, question 30. In the novel, Tayo does not heed Mr. Richardson's advice as he dash. He vows to marry Vanessa, circumspect, and debase. The correct option there is A. vows to marry Vanessa. That was the reason Tayo didn't heed to Mr. Richardson's advice. Correct. Alright, question 31. From the novel, Modupe eventually A. becomes Tayo's wife, marries someone else, joins Tayo in London, runs away with Yusuf, marries someone else. Definitely, she marries someone else. Number 32. In the novel, Vanessa's meeting with Uncle Kayode makes her dash hate him the more, relocate to Paris, decide against marrying Tayo, and D. like him the more. Like him the more. In the novel, Vanessa's meeting with Uncle Kayode makes her to like him the more. Yes, the likeness was there. We read through the novel. Question 33. According to the novel, Tayo's mother passed away dash in a car accident in an inferno in a boat mishap. D. In a plane crash. Tayo's mother passed away in a car accident. She had a car accident. So she passed away in a car accident. Correct. Alright, based on the novel, the cash gift to Tayo by the government is to A. Support his research work at the university, B. Fund his political ambition, C. Aid his movement to America, and D. Stop his criticism of government policies. The right answer there is to stop his criticism of government policies. The cash gifts were just like a bribe for him to stop his criticism of government policies. Alright, next question, question number 35. In the novel, which of the following is a reason for Tayo's relocation to Jos? Which of the following is a reason for Tayo's relocation to Jos? A. A more temperate climate, pressure from Yusuf, Vanessa's persistent threats and attacks by soldiers. A more temperate climate. That was the reason why Tayo relocated to Jos. A more temperate climate, are correct. Alright, in this question, we have a set of questions which Jamb will be bringing. We are told to select the option that best explains the information conveyed in the sentence. Now, in this set of questions, I'll need you to read through the question very well before picking your answer or before choosing your answer. I couldn't buy the biscuit because of the odor in the supermarket. I couldn't buy the biscuit because of the odor in the supermarket. A. The attendant was slow. There was nobody to attend to me. Armed robbers were there. The shop had not opened. Definitely, there was nobody to attend to me. I couldn't buy the biscuit because the odor in the supermarket. Because there was odor in the what? Supermarket. So there was nobody to attend to me. Alright, we are correct. Next question. Thanks to that phone call, I was able to obtain the visa. Thanks to that phone call, I was able to obtain the visa. Let's look at the information that convey that sentence. A. It was because of the phone call that I obtained the visa. B. I am grateful to whoever phoned me and I obtained the visa. In spite of that phone call, I obtained the visa. If I had not received that phone call, I would not have obtained the visa. It was because of that phone call that I obtained the visa. Definitely, thanks to that phone call, I was able to obtain the visa. So it was the phone call that have made you obtain the visa. Option A, correct. Alright, question 38. Emeka was always conspicuous by his absence when it came to attending lectures. A. That Emeka was always attended lectures made him conspicuous at school. He will probably engineer the assassination of his opponent. It was obvious that Emeka was not present at lectures. He will probably impose crushing new taxes. It was obvious that Emeka was not present at lectures. Yeah. Emeka was always conspicuous by his absence when it came to attending lectures. Definitely, it was obvious that what Emeka was not present at lectures. Correct. Yeah. Okay. People are not interested in who rules. What does that mean? What does that convey? People who rule are not interested in the ruled. People are not considered about who rules them. People are not ruled by the leaders they want. No. The rulers are not considered about the people. No. Definitely option B is the right option. People are not considered about who rules them. Yes. Are we correct? Yes, we are correct. Definitely. Okay. Next question. He compliments me on my way of doing things. He compliments me on my way of doing things. A. Praises. B. Compliments. C. Imitates. No. D. Disgust. No. I'm left with option A and B. Compliments. No. As another form of compliment, not this meaning. It compliments me. That is, it praises me on my way of doing things. Yeah. Option A, correct. Yes, praises. All right. Question number 41. Next question. He wants the meeting to be adjourned. He wants the meeting to be adjourned. A, he wants the meeting cancelled. No. B, he wants the meeting to continue till another day. No. He wants the meeting to commence another day without delay. Okay. He wants the meeting closed. So the right option here should be he wants the meeting to commence another day without delay. You want the meeting to adjourn. They say you want to adjourn a meeting. That is, you want the meeting to commence another day without any delay. That's why they ask for what? Adjournment of the meeting. Alright, next question. He was absolved by the court from the charge. He was absolved by the court from the charge. A, her case was resolved by the court. B, she was convicted for the charge. C, she was blamed and charged to court. D, she was declared free from the charge. Definitely, she was declared free from the charge. She was absolved by the court from the charge. Yes. Correct. Okay, we are correct. That's good. Next question. Zina's examination result was not unfavorable. Zina's examination result was not unfavorable. Please pay attention to the question. That is very, very necessary in answering Jamb questions. They are very, very tricky and very, very funny. Anyway, so please let's pay attention to the details. Zina's examination result was not unfavorable. Now, let's look at the option. Option A, she failed her examination. B, her result could not earn her admission. C, she was successful in the examination. D, her examination did not meet her expectation. She failed her examination. No. Her result could not earn her admission. No. She was successful in the examination. Yes, I think. Option C, her examination did not. Okay, no. Option C is the right option. She was successful in the examination. Gina's examination result was not unfavorable. Yeah. She was successful in the what? Examination. Usman needs to get his act together if he wants to pass the examination. What does that mean? A, he needs to put on a stage costume. No. He needs to organize himself. Okay. He needs to be fast when writing the examination. D, he needs to put all points down in the examination. Usman needs to get his act together. That is, he needs to organize himself. Getting your act together means to organize yourself. Let's see if you are correct. Alright, you are correct. Definitely. Okay. Next question. Question 45. The officer has discussed the vexed issue of incessant power failure. The officer had discussed the vexed issue of incessant power failure. Okay, option A. The officer told the people not to be angered by the frequent power calls. B. The officer added his voice to the much discussed problem of power cut. The officer's explanations anger those who have suffered the effects of frequent power failure. In anger, the officer explained the problem of constant power failure. The officer added his voice to the much discussed problem of power cut. The officer has discussed the vexed issue of incessant power failure. That is, the officer added his voice to the much discussed problem of what? Power cut. The officer has discussed it, so he's just what? Adding his voice now to the much discussed problem of power cut. Definitely. B, option B. Answer. Okay, we are correct there. Next question. Now, this is another set of questions. Please pay attention to the instruction. In this question, choose the option opposite in meaning to the word or phrase in italics. So our attention now is the word underlined or the one in italics. That is the phrase or the word in italics. Okay. Question 46. Let's go. The computerized service of the new banks is heartwarming. The computerized service of the new bank is heartwarming. Computerized. Now, the first thing you should know is to know the meaning of computerized. When you know the meaning of the word in italics, then you convert that meaning to what? To its opposite. Now, opposite in meaning, please don't forget. Opposite in meaning. So computerized there, the opposite should be what? Manual. We have manual, condensed, electrical, dominant. No, we have manual. Manual is our right option. Okay, correct. Okay. Question 47. His ideas sounded quite palatable, yet they were jettisoned by the group. They were what? Jettisoned by the group. That is what? They were rejected by the group. That is the meaning of jettison. So rejected, the opposite meaning. Now let's check. Accepted, criticized, denied, dumped. No, accepted. Accepted is our right option. Are we correct? Fine. Okay, next question. 48. His comment was not printable. His comment was not printable. Printable, okay. We have unfair, we have suitable, we have punishable, we have offensive. That should be what? Offensive. Okay, sorry, offensive. Yeah, his comment was not printable. That is, it was not offensive. If it was printable, then it is offensive, but not printable now. Okay. Next option, next question, sorry. I am optimistic about the interview, though it was mind-bending exercise. Ah, wow, that's it. I love that. Mind-bending exercise. I was optimistic about the interview, though it was mind-bending exercise. Opposite to me, don't forget. A, we have an enervating, an easy, a deliberating, and D, a difficult. Okay, an enervating, an easy, a deliberating, and what? A difficult. It should be an easy, yes. Mind-bending exercise. If something is bending your mind, that means it's very, very difficult. So now the opposite should be what? An easy. An easy. Let's go. Okay. Are we correct? Oh yeah, correct. Okay, next one. Question 50. There was a general acquiescence on the new drug law. Ah wow. There was a general acquiescence on the new drug law. We have discrepancy, resistance, agreement, and compromise. Resistance, yes, to resist. There was a general acquiescence on the new drug law. Resistance. You're correct. Okay. Their new house was roofed with corrugated sheets. Their new house was roofed with corrugated sheets. A, aluminium, B, iron, C, corrupted, D, folded, corrugated, yeah, folded, yes, correct. Folded is our right option there. Question 52, which is our next question. The refugees were received at the transit camp. The refugees were received at the transit camp. Transit, yeah. A, nearby, permanent, temporary, passage. That should be permanent. Yeah, no, yeah, permanent. Yes, correct. The refugees were received at the transit camp. Yes, the permanent. Permanent. Yes. The options were confusing, but permanent. Okay, the students vandalized their hostel during the riots. Vandalize. What does it mean to vandalize? That's to destroy. This is very straightforward. Okay, we have that should be repaired. You don't even need to go through the option. Repaired. Yes, correct. Okay. Next one, we are shocked by the news that he had lost the money. Now the trick is get the meaning of the underlined word. Now, opposite in meaning, pay attention to this detail, please. Opposite in meaning. Now, after getting the meaning of the underlined word, the literal meaning now change the literal meaning word to the word to the opposite in meaning of what the word underlined. Now, we were shocked by the news that he had lost the money. We are shocked. That is caught unaware, you're surprised, isn't it? Now, astonished, no, disconnected, no, unconcerned, okay, which is familiar, okay, surprised, no, so it should be unconcerned. So, are we? Okay, we're correct. That's good, okay. So that's a trick, please. Don't forget that. 55. Ola thought that her father was very callous. What does it mean to be callous? That is to be wicked. Ola thought her father was very callous. Now, check the meaning of callous. It is what? Wicked. Now, the opposite in meaning to the word wicked is what? Let's see. Callous, compassionate, wicked. No, we have wicked already. So, cheerful. No. Yes, compassionate. Yes. I'm going with option B, compassionate. Are you correct? Yeah, correct. So that's the logic, my people. 56. Always strive to get what is legitimate. What is what legitimate? What does it mean to get something that is legitimate? That is to get something that is legal. So let's look for the opposite meaning of legal. Illicit, impure, legal. You have legal here already. Good. Okay, illicit. Yes. Option A. Legitimate. Opposite is what? Illicit. Alright. 57. The accused was eventually convicted. The accused was eventually convicted. Eventually, it should be what? Initially. Yes. Eventually, initially. Yes. Initially. Correct. Opposite meaning. Okay. Everyone's condition was appealing. Everyone's condition was appealing. Something is appealing. What does it mean? So let's check. We have pleasant. Opposite meaning. Please don't forget. Complex, cloudy, simple. Oh, appealing. Opposite. Appealing. Okay. Pleasant. Yes. Pleasant. Pleasant. Yes. Correct. Yeah. Pleasant. That's good. Okay. Next question. 59. The soldiers tried in their dogged defense of the city. The soldiers tried in their dogged defense of the city. A. Strong, indifferent, miserable, classical. Miserable, classical, indifferent. Option B, indifferent, is right. The soldiers tried in their dogged. Yeah, indifferent. Are you correct? Yes, correct. Alright. The next. Chibuzo gave a curt nod and walked away. What does it mean when someone give a curt nod and walk away? That is shocking, or let me say an impolite nod. Yes, curt nod. Just very illegal nod and walked away. So let's check for the opposite. Opposite of that, shocking, gentle, polite. Yeah, polite should be the right option there. Polite. Are we correct? Yes, correct. So 61 here now, we have another set of questions. In this question, choose the option nearest in meaning to the word or phrase in italics. Now don't forget the last set of questions we did was opposite in meaning. Now we have where nearest in meaning. Please pay attention to these details as instruction is very, very important in any exam, especially in the Jamb exam. So now 61. Don't forget nearest in meaning. Mohammed does his work with so much ardor. Ardor, what does it mean by what the word ardor means? What? Discouragement, no knowledge, indifference, enthusiasm. Yes, so much ardor, enthusiasm. Correct. Okay, next question, question number 62. Umokwa was on the verge of signing a 2-year contract with the club. He was on the verge of signing a 2-year contract with the club. Heights, summit, brink, shore, brink, yes. Was on the brink of signing. Don't forget, nearest in meaning now. I'm not looking at the opposite now, you're looking at nearest in meaning. The man described his son as a willful character. Willful character. Wicked, no. Wild, no. Tricky, no. Obstinate, yes. Obstinate, option D. Obstinate, correct. Okay, fine. Next question. 64. The lamb is a feeble little animal. Feeble, that is weak, definitely. Okay, we have lovely. Let's check the options. Quiet, weak, far, weak. Weak is our answer. Okay, we are correct. That's good. Justice is difficult to enforce because people are unwilling to accept any loss of sovereignty. Sovereignty, what does sovereignty means? Autonomy. Oh, that's good. Okay, position, leadership, kingdom, autonomy. Autonomy is the correct option there. We are correct. Okay, question 66. Miriam looks rather furtive to Shehu. Miriam looks rather furtive to Shehu. Furtive means what? Shy. Oh, sorry. Sly. Okay. We have friendly, we have friendly, we have sly, we have intoxicated. Okay, this option looks very, very close to each other. Okay, but I'll go with sly. Miriam looks rather furtive to Shehu. Furtive there, nearest in meaning to be sly. Are we correct? Okay, yeah, that's good. That's right. Okay, next question, 67. His father served as a mercenary in the army. His father served as a mercenary in the army. A. Recruit, preacher, officer, regular. His father served as a mercenary, that is, as a regular in the army. Yes, it's an army term, a regular, mercenary. Nearest in meaning. Okay. 68. Now, in this question, choose the option opposite in meaning. Now, we are back to opposite in meaning to the word or phrase in italics. In this question, choose the option opposite in meaning to the word or phrase in italics. His antipathy affected the growth of his business. His antipathy affected the growth of his business. Opposite in meaning, please don't forget. You have hatred, you have receptiveness, you have loyalty, you have hostility. Receptiveness is the correct option though. Antipathy, correct. 69. Nearest in meaning now. We are all enthusiastic as we awaited the result of the election. Enthusiastic, nervous, agitated, bemused, elated. We are all elated. Nearest in meaning, don't forget. Enthusiastic. 70. Okay, still nearest in meaning. The panacea of a country's economy mess lies in systematic planning and handwork. The panacea, foresight, trouble, cure, hope, cure, nearest in meaning, don't forget. The cure of a country's economy mess lies in systematic planning and handwork. 71. We still have what's nearest in meaning. This is an abridged version of no longer at ease. Okay, in this question, choose the option nearest in meaning. Okay, fine. This is an abridged version of No Longer at Ease because No Longer at Ease is a novel written by Chinua Achebe. You can agree with me. So this is an abridged version of No Longer at Ease. Okay, let's check for the next meaning. And enlarged, and illustrated, and outdated, a shortened, abridged, just like a summary. Yes, synopsis as a shortened version of No Longer at Ease. Okay. Next question, nearest in meaning also. Okay, the president has mapped out so many laudable projects to embark upon. Laudable, valuable, good, praiseworthy, affable. Definitely praiseworthy. Nearest in meaning, laudable, praiseworthy project to embark upon. Alright, next question. Still nearest in meaning. The principal detested is recalcitrant attitude. Okay, the principal detested is recalcitrant attitude. Is it disobedient? Is it vengeful? Is it arrogant? Voracious? Disobedient? Recalcitrant, yes. When you say someone is recalcitrant, it means what? That child or someone is what? Disobedient. Okay, are we correct? Let's check. Correct. Alright. 74. Nearest in meaning. The Lagos bus conductor wore his professional livery. The Lagos bus conductor wore his professional livery. Cap, shoe, badge, uniform. Definitely it is uniform. Livery, yeah. It's professional livery. Yes. Uniform. Okay. Next question, nearest in meaning. Idris' forbearance endeared him to us. Idris' forbearance endeared him to us. Hard work, patience, wisdom, good manners, forbearance, patience, forbearance. Correct, okay? You are correct there. Let's go ahead. Alright, in this set of questions now, choose the option that best completes the gaps. Choose the option that best completes the gaps. The philanthropist devoted himself dash to the poor. The philanthropist devoted himself to helping, to be helping, by helping, in helping. To helping the poor, definitely. Correct. Okay, to helping the poor. It was very easy for the two political parties to form a dash government. Colonial, coalition, collusion, cooperative. The other option there is coalition. This one, yeah. B, option B, coalition. Correct, okay. 78. Usman would have won the race. Dash. Usman would have won the race. Dash. Now look at the verb tense that is being used here. Would have won. Okay, we have the option if he had run faster, only if he could run faster, although he ran faster, only if he can run faster. Okay, the right option there is if he had run faster. He had, yes, because Usman would have won the race if he had run faster. Okay, correct. All right. Next question. We visited his house dash 3 times. We visited his house dash 3 times. This is a straightforward question. It's about, yeah, we visited his house about 3 times. Can't say for about, can't say for like. Those are what he does dance. So, okay. He started his career as an dash teacher, auxiliary. Now, check for the word spelling now. How to test your knowledge on spelling. Auxiliary, auxiliary, auxiliary. AUXILE, no? AUXILIARY, definitely. Let's check, okay? Yes, this option is the correct option. Option B. Alright, we are correct. 81 there, question 81. The police officer warned the dash communities against taking the law dash hands. The police officer warned the dash community, okay, feudal to their own, feuding in their own, feudal in their own, feuding into their own, feuding into their own. Yes, the police officer warned the feuding communities against taking the laws into their hands. Yeah, you don't take law into your hands. 82. I wanted to know his political beliefs, so I asked him what? What did you ask him? When you wanted to what? Know his political beliefs. I wanted to know his political beliefs, so I asked him what these were. I asked him what these were. I can't say I asked him what this is. No. These are, no. This was, no. These were, yes. I wanted to know his political beliefs. Don't forget. Plural form. Okay, it is important that you clear the refuse in front of your house every fortnight. Yes, but let's check for the spelling. Test of knowledge here is for your spelling. Fortnight, don't forget. Fortnight is just a period of 2 weeks. So fortnight. Option B. Yes, option B. Yeah, fortnight, not the FORTH. No, no, no. Not this. No, 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 no. Then option B. Yeah. Let's see if we are correct. Okay, fine, correct. 84. I knocked at his door, but he dash. I knocked at his door, but he dash had already left, would already leave, has already left already. I knocked at his door, but he had already left. Yes, past perfect. He had already left. I know that he had already left. Okay. 84. Question 84. Okay, complete the gaps. Okay. There are many ways to kill a rat, so we should dash in our approach to the task ahead of us. There are many ways to kill a rat, so we should dash in our approach to the task ahead of us. Electric, is it electric, or electric? Now, the test of knowledge here is for your spelling. So, option B is the right option. ECLECTIC. Yes, let's check. Are we correct? Yes, definitely we are correct. Okay, 86. All right, now we go to the another aspect of English. You know that Jamb just test you based on just one aspect or two. But this is an aspect which is very very technical, which is what the oral English. Now we're told in this question, choose the option that has the same vowel sound as the one represented by the letters underlined. So we have trap. We have trap. So A is underlined. A, letter A, that is the vowel sound there, underlined is A. So which one? Because under quantity plate. A, trap, that's plate. Yeah, plate. Trap, yes, plate. Correct. Okay, fine. So next question, 87. Okay, round. O-A-R, round. Is it over? Is it post? Is it road? Is it board? Round. bought. Yes, can check that is bought. Okay. 88. Waste. AI is underlined. AI waste. Faith breakfast says plate. Which one? Faith. Yeah. This A. Yeah. Correct. Let's check. Okay. Fine. 89. Let's go. Joint. Joint. Don't forget. Looking at the what? Okay, this question now. Choose the option that has the same consonant sound as the one represented by letters underlined. Choose the option that has the same consonant sound. Now we are looking at consonant. The other one we looked at was vowel. Now consonant. Joint. Joint. Joint there. J is underlined. Is it dagger, mightier, advantage, or guardian? Advantage. Joint. Advantage. Okay. All right, so correct. That's fine. 90. Question 90. Of course. Of course. OF. F is underlined. Is it plug, do, often, or over? Okay, often should be often. Yeah, off. Of course, off. Often, yes. Fine. You are correct. Okay, 91. Judge. Judge. DG is being what? Underlined. Judge. Is it pressure? Is it grace? Is it general? Is it measure? General, judge, pressure, grace, no. General, definitely. Okay. General, judge, yes. Oh, fine. 92. In this question, choose the option that has a different stress pattern. Yes. From the others. Now we are going into a stress pattern of words. Let's check. This stress. Which one has a stress pattern? Has a different stress pattern, definitely. Now don't forget, pay attention to the words instruction. Has a different stress pattern, not the same. Now has a different. Okay. Distress, bottom, report, control. Distress, bottom, report, and control. Bottom definitely should be. Okay. Bottom, yes. Alright. 93. Deplorable ability, revolution, original. Deplorable ability, revolution, and original. Revolution, yes, definitely. It has a different stress pattern in that category. Exchange, explode, exit, release. Exchange, explode, exit, release. Definitely exit. Yes, has a different stress pattern in that category also. Now, our structure is here. In this question, the word in capital letter has the emphatic stress. Choose the option to which the given sentence relates. Yes, I love this. I love this set of questions. Now, it is very straightforward. What you need to do is to check for the word emphatic stress. That is the one the question is being emphasized. Now, in this question, now my bag is made of leather. The emphatic stress here is leather. As you can see, it is capitalized. So what it is leather. So now your option now, you check your option and check the one that doesn't have leather in it and goes along with with the sentence. Now my bag is made of leather. Option A, we have whose bag is made of leather. Leather is still there. Is my bag made of polythene? Okay. Is Apple's bag made of leather? Is my bag made of leather? Now fine, you can see now that only option B has a different answer there, which one doesn't have leather. So definitely option B is our correct option there. Let's check. Yeah, we are correct. Okay, fine. So that's just the logic in answering this set of questions. These are what bonuses that can give you an award you marks in your Jamb exam. Okay, number 96. The accountant paid the workers July salary in September. Fine. Oh, that's good. The accountant paid the workers July salary in September. Now, accountant, don't forget, your focus is on the emphatic stress. Accountant is what is being emphasized here. The September salary was paid in July. September, okay, no, accountant, no. Did the cashier pay the worker salary in September? Workers received their salary, their July salary in September. When were the workers paid? Okay, now the answer there should be what? Did the cashier pay the worker salary in September? Is the cashier paid the worker salary in September? The accountant paid the worker salary. Yes, let's okay, fine, we're correct. 97. The bed is in the room. The bed is in the room. Was the bed in the room? What is in the bed? In the room, sorry. Where is the bed? And is the bed in the parlor? Where is the bed? Should be there. The bed is in the room. Is answering the question. Where is the bed? Oh, I'm fine. I'm asking a question now. Where is the bed? The answer should be, well, the bed is in the room. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah,